Hey man, long time no see. Man, good man. All right, let's get down to the cricket here. We have a bit to catch up, but we'll do these things in a very brief nutshell. Okay, we'll go quickly with New Zealand and Sri Lanka. They won the series, Test series 2-0. They won the ODI series 2-0 with one ODI washout. And then they won the T20 series 2-1. What are your thoughts on all of that in a nutshell?
Well, I mean, New Zealand hasn't been a very good hunting ground for subcontinent teams. They've always struggled in New Zealand, and it's no surprise that we saw this. But Sri Lanka were competitive in patches, eh?
Hmm.
I won't lie to you. They had their moments. They just didn't have that. I would say that killer instinct to get over the line in certain games. But they had their moments. So I mean, New Zealand are quite strong at home, and that's no surprises. So I wasn't at all surprised with this result. And I did allude to you that I don't see Sri Lanka winning this Test series in New Zealand by any stretch of the imagination. But I mean, by that time we already knew who was going to play in the World Test Championship final. So I guess it was academic at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we go to India, Australia. Australia won the ODI series 2-1. I didn't expect this also because the India weren't chasing a very over-the-top total in the third ODI, but credit to Australia. I guess if someone were going to break India's dominance in bilateral, it would be Australia.
Bilaterals at home, I would say. They'd be difficult to beat at home. But I think India made things more difficult. They actually complicated things in that series in a sense, especially with a chase, Look, they had Australia in all sorts of trouble, and they let them score that competitive score, which is 260 plus. And you would have expected them to chase that one down, but unfortunately, they came up short. So I think a bit of complacency keeping there. But anyways, I mean, both teams have qualified for the World Cup, so I guess it's just like a kind of a prelude, this rehearsal, getting your combinations going leading up to the World Cup, which is in October. So I wouldn't read too much into it, but it's still a big result for Australia to win India.
Okay. Now we go to South Africa. Yeah, they tied the ODI series, but they lost the T20 series to the West Indies. So what are your thoughts on that, eh?
I think it's probably the same kind of thoughts that's going through, what you're thinking at the moment. A lot of experimenting in that series, lots of chopping and changing of players, which wasn't such a bad thing, I would say, especially T20. I mean, the T20 World Cup is like 2 years away. I think the main priority at the moment is ODI cricket, and I saw a lot of good things in that series from certain players. I think it was probably a coming of age for quite a few of those players in the sense, the likes of Riza. Riza is he's in fantastic form again. It was good to see the Cock get some runs. I think the one disappointment in that series was probably the so. He's been inconsistent for quite some time now. So they've got to look at it. They've got to look at it from that side. Is he the right guy to be in the squad? Going forward, going into a World Cup here, or would you rather just give it to a youngster? And personally, I would give it to a youngster. I would take the so out of this team, and I'll put Grievous, because I mean, you've got a youngster that's going to give you a lot of years ahead of you. And I think they need to look at it now. They need to start blooding these youngsters, the likes of Stubbs, the likes of Grievous. I mean, Stubbs has had his chances already. I think the jury's still out about him, but I think everybody's excited to see what Grievous can offer this team. And I do think he has the talent to play international cricket. So
definitely,
I mean, it's only a matter of time before he gets his chance. But I would definitely bring him in ASAP into this national setup and drop a guy like this. So because obviously age is against him, and obviously he's not making those big scores to stay in the team. So I guess it's time to part ways with him.
Yeah, I think the problem with Cricket South Africa, I think they tend to overthink, they overcomplicate. I would have played Revis a long time ago, but that's a story for another time. Let's get down to the IPL, our favorite tournament, I guess. Okay, let's look at the table before we get into the matches, because it's always good to get an idea. Okay, table top of the Rajasthan Royals, Michael Vaughan's favorite team for this year to win it. LCG, that's number 2. Actually, if you look at the table, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams are on 4 points, which is Rajasthan Royals, Lucknow, Gujarat, Chennai, and Punjab. And then the next 2 teams that are on 2 points is my team, KKR, and then you got your team, RCB, and then the rest are Mumbai, Daredevil, and Sunrisers that are just performing pathetically so far. With the net run rates of minus 13.94, minus 2, minus 2.86, it's just dreadful. So, yeah, so what are your thoughts so far on this table, eh? It's quite an interesting table. I know it's early days.
Yeah, I mean, okay, in a nutshell, I mean, it's difficult to go and review every single game because, I mean, I've watched as much as I can, but in a nutshell, I mean, how the mighty have fallen. I mean, Mumbai Indians, I mean, they've really, really fallen from grace. And if I look at that side, I don't see a lot of experience in that team at all, and that's the problem. And the experienced players are out of form as well, so that gives them a good. I mean, there's so many things wrong with that side at the moment. Their bowling looks thin. Their batting looks thin. I mean, the guys that you expected to obviously rise. I mean, the experienced guys, which are guys like Rohit, Kishan, Surya. I mean, they're looking inconsistent. They're looking out of form at the moment, out of touch, and it puts massive, pressure on those youngsters. And there's so many of them this Mumbai side. So, I mean, I looked at Mumbai, and they were always slow starters in IPL, but what they did have a quality bowling lineup. And they probably had, if not the best bowling lineup in the tournament for a lot of years. And I just feel with Bumrah not being there, I don't think it's going to be a good season for them. I think they'll probably get a win here or there, but I don't think this is the side that you can bet to make the playoffs. And then you're talking about Rajasthan. I mean, wow, I've been so impressed with this side here, Rajasthan. I mean, their batting as well. Their batting has been fantastic. Butler and the youngster up the order, I mean, they've been explosive. Samson has been doing his thing. Their bowling their bowling has a lot of variety as well, which I like. So they seem to be the complete package, but it's not always a complete package, You need a bit of luck as well. I mean, you could talk about RCB having some of the best squads for years and years, and they haven't been able to get over the line. So it's not always the best team, the best players. I think it's the team that plays the most consistent cricket that ends up winning the IPL. And I think teams like CSK are really consistent sides. I mean, RCB have been quite consistent over the last couple of seasons as well in terms of getting to playoffs. So, I mean, I know I was really disappointed in the last result because they started so well against Mumbai. Again, the weaknesses with
you're right. They did beat Mumbai in the first match. You're correct. Sorry, I was thinking of the second match where my team won.
Yeah, I mean, the way that they play the spinners is a lot to be desired. I mean, so many players played across the line and getting bowled.
But I thought Actually, but what I realized about Chennai last season? They made very uncharacteristic decisions, especially starting off with the captaincy. I bet you, if Dhoni had captained that whole CSK season, they could have made playoffs. I'm putting that on the line because when Dhoni came back to captaincy, they played a lot better. They played so pathetically in the first couple of games. I'm thinking, this is not Chennai. They lacked direction. Yeah. When Dhoni's captaining, everything is flowing. So it seems they make playoffs this year, they'll be the team to beat. I like Gujarat. I love my KKR, but Chennai will be dangerous. So if Chennai can be stopped before playoffs, then I think it's either Gujarat or whichever other team joined them. I'm just calling it already.
Yeah, and I mean, we all know how difficult it is to beat them at Chennai. It's very difficult to beat CSK at Chennai. So, I mean, it's like a fortress for them. So, yeah, I do think they are. But I'll be honest with you. I think this is quite an open tournament. I think there's quite a few good sides here. The likes of Gujarat, the likes of CSK. I mean, they as well. They're looking good with Mayers and De Kock as well. You know, coming back. That looks a powerful lineup. KL Rahul as well. You know. I mean, although I don't think KL as the captain that much, so I mean, we always know what can happen. Punjab. I mean, I didn't expect them to have this sort of season, but they're looking good as well. I mean, RCB, you can't count them out as well. So there's quite a few teams, but there's quite a few teams. There's probably about 6 teams that are looking good for, you know, that can make the playoff. But let's talk about the sides that are right at the bottom, the likes of Mumbai, the likes of Delhi. I mean, Sunrisers. I mean, Sunrisers have been in free fall for some time now. I mean, they're letting go of so many great players, and probably one of the greatest players of all time in David Warner. You know, and I think when they lost Warner, probably the wheels came off at that point. And then you've lost Williamson as well now. So much of experience lost. I mean, I don't think they bought very well. I mean, I know, you know, Aiden Markham, I like him as a player. I do think they can win the odd game or here or there, but I just feel that lineup looks so thin. It looks so thin, there's not a lot of experience there. There's not a lot of experience there if you look at it in that Sunrisers batting lineup. Williamson is not there. Warner is not there. I mean, you have Jason Fuller.
But they have a very good bowling attack, so it's a bit surprising how they've not gelled, but it is what it is. The Sunrisers is a long discussion, so let's get to today's fixtures. My 2 favorites are playing today.
I personally don't think they have a bowling attack that they used to have. I don't think they... I think back in the day when they had Rashid Khan and all, they were probably a much more potent bowling attack. I don't think they're as potent as they are now. I think they're a side that can be taken to the cleaners quite easily. So yeah, and then Delhi as well. I mean, Delhi have been in absolute free fall. I don't understand what's going on this Delhi side. So if you look at all these teams were like really good sides in the past. I'd say 2-3 years ago, but now they have been in complete free fall. I mean, look, Delhi relied a lot on Pant. As a captain, I think he's, as you know, and Rishabh Pant, he was like the engine room for Delhi. And I mean, we know you have David Warner there at the moment, but I mean, he can't do it on his own. I think a guy like Shreyas as well. Shreyas was such an important cog to this Delhi lineup. Shreyas Iyer and Rishabh Pant were like fireworks, firecrackers in this, and they've lost that over the years. So they've been in a bit of a free fall as well. I do feel they have a better chance than Mumbai to actually, you know, kind of make the playoffs. But their bowling is a lot to be desired as well. I don't think their bowling is really good this year. So yeah, I mean, it's not looking good so far. But you've got some crucial games coming up today, so let's go through it.
My 2 favorites are playing the Titans, the Gujarat Titans, and KKR. Hey, this is they're playing in Ahmedabad, so as much as I love KKR, Gujarat are the favorites in my opinion. But depending on the pitch they prepare, if it's a bit of a pacement type pitch, seamer type pitch, most of the pitches this IPL have been more on the seaming side. So I think Gujarat will win it if it's on that side. If it's going to have a bit of turn, then my team gets into it.
Yeah, I mean, Gujarat is so powerful. I mean, this is a side that's, I mean, they've got all the bases covered. When you talk about your bowling, batting, complete side. So they're playing at home, am I right?
Yeah.
That's a difficult one, eh? KKR have been a side that they can't rise to the occasion. I think the one thing about KKR that they do have in their arsenal, they've got 2 quality spin bowlers in Chakravarti and Narayan that have that surprise package. It's very hard to pick those guys. I mean, when they're on a roll as well, it's very hard. It's really hard. They can actually run through batting lineup. So I think that's the one plus that they do have. I think probably both teams do have the batting. I feel so. It's going to be quite an even game, eh? Quite an exciting game, I feel. This one could be 50-50 if I look at it. Yeah, but I mean, conditions-wise, you probably give.
It's interesting you say 50-50. I guess maybe if it's because I'm only saying that because it depends on the surface. If it's going to be more like seamer friendly, I would expect Gujarat to win. Although KKR will carry confidence over their last win. Didn't expect it because they were like 84-5 and made 200, and then they won by 80 something. So that was a bit bizarre, but I'm happy for them. They needed the win because many pundits have written KKR's chances this year. I know Joyda was so happy on Crick Buzz. Arshad was making fun of him, so that was cool. So let's go to the second match. Sunrisers and Punjab Kings. I'm going to go with the Punjabis. I like the way they're going. Although I will admit, Punjabis got a bit lucky in the first game because of the rain. Who knows who would have won that match, but it's nice for Punjab to get a bit of luck. They've always been so unlucky. So, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, they've got a powerful batting lineup. Hey, I mean, you've got Shikhar Dhawan, you've got Liam Livingston, you've got Rajapaksa, you've got KG Rabada coming back. I agree with you. I just think. Rice is winning this game is a guy like Markham has an absolute blinder of a game, because I think they're going to be heavily relying on Aiden Markham this year. This Sunrisers team as captain and as one of the batters that are in form. So the odds are really stacked against Sunrisers. Yes, sir. Actually, get one. Punjab have so many match winners. And it's very strange for us to be talking about Punjab in this bit, but I do feel they have made a lot of good signings over the last couple of seasons. So that's helped them strengthen their side. So, yeah, I'd give this one to Punjab.
Yeah. Do you want to do one more analysis since tomorrow your team is playing? They're playing against the Lucknow team, and your team is playing at home.
Let's go for it. Yeah.
Okay, the Peyote thing is Lucknow, and they're playing at RCB. So I will fancy if it's another good batting deck, RCB will probably, it's a toughie because Lucknow does have a good bowling attack. But I feel RCB will probably snitch this one because I think they need to win. So that's pretty much my quick thoughts on it, I guess.
Yeah, I feel RCB have players that play fast bowling so well. You look at a guy like Faf, you look at, Maxwell and Kohli. It's just sort of when the spinners come in, that's when things get a little bit complicated for RCB. And I think we saw that in the second game where, especially against the mystery spinners, they battled a lot. So I think if RCB actually win the toss, probably bowl first like they did against, Mumbai and go for it, chasing, because I think it's a good ground to chase on. At Chinnaswamy, okay. You get good value for your shots, and it's a very, very difficult ground to actually defend on. So I would prefer them to win the toss and bat, and have a bowl, and chase whatever score Lucknow Super Giants get. But I do feel we have enough in the tank to beat Lucknow, because I think last season we played pretty well against them. So I know. I think Hasaranga should be back as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that gives us a bit of an edge, but I think if they just play to the potential, they should win this game. They should win this game. Should win this game, and I think the way the competition is going on this year, and there's so many competitive teams. It's so important to win your home games. It's so important to win. You don't want to finish off like Sunrise at the moment, losing their home games and all sorts of trouble. So I think RCB need to bounce back tomorrow, and I think they will bounce back.
Yeah.
I got a funny feeling tomorrow is going to be Maxwell's day.
Sorry?
I got a feeling tomorrow is going to be Maxwell's day, so let's see how it goes.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Maxwell needs to deliver. But I think your team needs to have more killer instinct here, because they've had team on the run. I know that Mumbai on the run for not much. and then they made 170, and then they had my team on the run, and they made 200. So your team needs to really tighten it up, because when it comes to the playoffs, you don't want that to bite you in the butt. So I think that's what will have to happen tomorrow. Because the last thing you want to do is have Lucknow make 200, and then it'll become another story again. But
Yeah,
I guess
I just want to go. I just want to go on what you said. I think the biggest concern for RCB at the moment is the hitting, and especially a guy like Harshal Patel. I think Harshal has really gone off the boil. I think we saw it against India as well, against Australia. I think batsmen have learned to pick him now, and I think we've got to look into it now whether he needs to bowl the death overs. Hazelwood is not there, so that's a big loss as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if Hazelwood was there, I think it brings a bit of balance to that attack. Siraj and Hazelwood taking the new ball, that's a good thing. I think Hasaranga coming in as first change as well. But I think they've got to use Harshal they've got to use him very smartly. I don't think he has the confidence at the moment to bowl the death overs. And I know he was one of the death bowlers, and I hope he gets his confidence back, but his confidence is not there at the moment. So, if you're going to play him, I think it's best to bowl him in the middle overs, because I think they're going to go after him come the death overs. So that's the one concern for me at the moment is RCB's bowling. I do feel RCB has the batting to obviously chase down any score on their day. It's just the bowling at the moment that's giving them a problem.
On a final note, before we wrap up, how have you found these pitches? Because these pitches have been more western. They haven't been really eastern this time around. I mean, only the one I remember, which had KKR's match against RCB, where there was a bit of a turn when KKR bowled, but I thought that, I don't know why teams are not fielding the right combinations for these pitches. Even yesterday's match, where, I don't know if it was yesterday's match or the one before, where it was Sunrisers against Lucknow, where I think Sunrisers got the bowling combination all wrong. On the spinning deck, you're putting placement bowling. Pathetic, man. And then, I mean, I think there've only been two pitches that have been mainly eastern. The rest have just been western. What are your thoughts, man?
Look, I said I haven't watched many of the games, but I do feel there have been some really, really good batting decks here. There have been some really good batting decks. So we talk about western pitches. Yeah, definitely I agree with you there. There's been a lot of assistance for the fast bowlers as well, which I do like. And I think it's going to help India as it goes on. They're obviously leading up to the World Cup. You want the pitches to be a lot fairer. So I think this is actually a good trial at the moment to have a bit of assistance for the seamers as well. So I think the pitches have been pretty good. I just feel that some teams have been, their approach has been really poor. The likes of Delhi, the likes of Mumbai, the likes of Sunrisers, they've really been behind the 8 ball from ball one. And I guess if they don't catch a wake up, they're really going to be far away from playoffs. So bottom line, they're not looking good at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, the only one I can see in the bottom maybe waking up could be Delhi, because once Delhi gets one big win, the confidence will rise. And then I think Mumbai, this is the last sport, man. You have to be a really lucky person. You have to put money into the lottery to expect Mumbai to even make playoffs, let alone the finals. And then Sunrisers, I think Sunrisers, if they get one big win, I know you don't like the bowling attack, but I don't find the bowling attack that bad. I think if they can somehow get the bowling going, I think they could chase scores around the 150 to 160 mark. I think Sunrisers are famous for that. So if they can start bowling well, restrict teams around that 150, 160, then they might have hope. But that's also getting a lottery ticket on that. So I think Delhi is more logical for them to somehow wake up. But I'm hoping for big things today for KKR. Fingers crossed. But I think Gujarat will win. As I said before.
I just feel with Sunrisers were actually a good team. I think you look, the teams have gotten a lot stronger over the years, and you've seen run rates increase over the years. When Sunrisers were a good side, I think there was a bit of. I think IPL cricket at that time probably was a little bit more on the conservative side of some teams, where it hasn't been conservative at the moment. So Sunrise has always been a conservative side when it comes to making totals. But I just feel now, with the way that the game has gone, you just cannot win games based on your bowling attack. You've got to have a batting lineup and a bowling lineup to actually win games. Yeah. So gone are the days where you could just win, games restricting sides to 130, 140. Those days are over. Siddharth. I mean, those scores, you can literally chase it down in 13, 14 overs. So a lot has changed since Sunrisers were real force in the IPL, and I don't think I don't think we're going to see those days anytime soon. So I think it's just going to get more and more interesting. So I don't feel we're going to get those sort of pitches and that same sort of game sometime, because I mean 130, 140. I mean, you're on a hiding to nothing. You literally on a hiding to nothing in the IPL now. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking, well, the way Sunrise is playing, the sun hasn't gone up, so it's going to end up going. Instead of going to be calling dark ride or something. Yeah. So the sun needs to set up.
I feel they could have done better in. I feel they could have done better in the auction, but unfortunately, it's how it is. I think they were more focused on the SA20 than the IPL. But anyways, they did win the SA20. But
I didn't expect that. Yeah, I didn't expect that, and I feel sorry for the pretty lady. Her face must be like, I feel sorry looking at her. Even for the Mumbai Order.
Unfortunately, that's how it is. It's a cruel game. It's a cruel game. T20 cricket.
Yeah. So any final word before we wrap off?
I think we're all good. We're all good.
Okay, you enjoy the cricket. I shall check you soon.
Cheers, man. Enjoy the rest of your long weekend, and I look forward to watching quite a bit of cricket in the next few days.
Okay, cool, man.
Cheers.